It's All Things Considered on member-supported Hawaii Public Radio, HPR1, and I'm Dave Lawrence. Tonight, Theory of a Deadman making their Hawaii debut. Tyler Connolly, frontman from the Contemporary Rockers from Vancouver, told us about where his passion for rock comes from.
I was lucky my dad was a musician. I hated rock and roll at first. When you're a kid, you do everything your dad isn't, so my dad actually was in a band and he sang, and our basement was full of every musical instrument and recording gear, and it just smelled like cigarette smoke and beer. And so it was the anti-establishment thing for me, so I instantly went and listened to rap, gangster rap or whatever when I was a kid. And then I think it was around, ironically, the same time I started noticing chicks. I think probably when I was like 13 or 14, I started noticing chicks were hot. And that they were digging on dudes that could play guitar. All my friends played guitar, and I was like, yeah, I'm scrapping this rap stuff. I'm going to rock and roll. Then I figured out this whole time my dad was actually cool, and he actually had a bunch of badass records, and all these instruments he had were all these awesome instruments, so I just figured it out and just started learning how to play guitar and record stuff. And yes, I got to thank my dad for that one.
What was it that became some of your first records out of his collection?
The first one I listened to was Led Zeppelin 2. It just kind of hooked me, and I became a huge Led Zeppelin fan, and he had a bunch of records, but it was that one and The Doors. Can't remember what record it was. I think it was the record that had Strange on it.
Strange Days.
Strange Days. I think it was Strange Days. That was the first introduction for me.
Another interesting note, when you think of Theory of a Deadman, I think of a lot of different cool videos that are storyline videos that you can follow them along.
When I write the lyrics of a song, I think I try to do a lot of visualization, and so people are listening to the song on the radio or at home or something, they can almost picture what's going on in the song. And so when we shoot videos for it, it's almost trying to encapsulate that, I guess. Sometimes I watch a lot of other bands' videos, I'm like, it's just kind of boring, lame, there's nothing to it. Like, where's the story?
That's interesting. You sound like you're both gearing the tunes towards having a visual outcome, and which is sort of forward-thinking and modern and addressing the needs and realities of today's world of being an artist like yourself versus having done it a long time ago.
Nowadays, you see a lot of labels not doing as many videos anymore because they can't get the placement on TV, but I think it's more important now, more than ever, to do these great, fun videos that have a storyline, because you don't really need to put the performances in there as much, because people have YouTube. They can just YouTube your performance from one of your shows. So what's the point of just spending a bunch of money having a guy film you performing on top of a mountain or something?
Right.
I always joke about that. Where it's like, so what is this video? These directors will send us treatments, and they'll be like, the band's performing on top of a mountain or something, or on top of a skyscraper, and we're like, boring. It's just like, come on. We always look for something different and fun, so people who watch the video probably on YouTube, they'll actually watch that rather than watching some iPhone clip of us from one of our shows.
Great point about the need in an era where we can all access so much of the live video, that the music videos that you produce, it's almost more essential that you come up with something creative. Your songs have so many musical styles. For example, Hate My Life. The accessible choruses in some of your songs, that would be one. Is that a result of you loving songs with strong choruses, or you're interested in trying to come up with a hybrid of sounds? Because it's really hard to put you guys into a box when you deliver so much variety.
Yeah, it's funny. We were over in Europe touring, and I did an interview with Guitar Magazine, and they did the tablet shift for Hate My Life. And I was like, really? Because it's the simplest song and simplest solo. But sometimes the simplest songs are the best ones, I always look for something different on every song. I think sometimes you'll hear a record, they've got their hits, but then the rest of the record's kind of samey. And you're like, I wish they would just be a little more diverse or dynamic. I don't know. That's what we always try to do when we go in the studios. We would jam a song, and I'd be like, well, this song it's kind of samey to this other song from our last record, so I instantly try to figure out a way to make it different, fresh.
A lot of bands, sometimes you talk to people and they say, no, I don't put any thought into that. I do what I want. I just throw it out there. And then other people are like, no, it's a business. I'm thinking about these songs in a structure, and I'm trying to accent the hook in the best possible way.
I guess some people, the definition of rock and roll is just pure freedom and liberty, and being able to just be drunk and crank up your amp and just make a bunch of noise and push record. In some ways, maybe like the Rolling Stones, if you ever saw the movie they made, you watch the movie and then they pretty much just got high and drunk every day, and then once in a while they would just record some stuff, and that became the record. There was really no thought process. One song, they actually put a bunch of words in a hat, and every word that you pulled out of the hat, that became the next word in the lyrics. It was like... But for us, it's much more methodical. It works for us, you know. I think if we did the Rolling Stones way, I don't think that it would work out. Maybe that's just a different time, you know.
Might have been a different time. A lot of insightful stuff we're covering today. I want you to have a safe, solid visit. I do appreciate it. I love your music. It's fun to listen to. You guys rock hard.
Oh, man, it was great. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you when I get there.